I'm Maggie.
And I'm Nicole. Welcome to the DAC Dyslexia and Coffee podcast. We're so happy you could join us. We're both moms and dyslexia interventionists who want to talk about our students and children, what dyslexia is, how it helps our kids, strategies to help, and topics related to other learning disabilities will also be covered in this podcast. Parents are not alone, and we want to give voice to the concerns and struggles we are all having. This is a safe place to learn more about how to help our children grow and succeed in school and the world. Grab a cup of coffee and enjoy the conversation.
Hi, everybody. So we're going to start today's episode like we do every week with the concept of the week. Concept of the week is our opportunity as practitioners to kind of peel back that curtain and let everyone into an intervention session. So we like to teach about topics we would be talking about with our students or with their parents who come to see us. So today's concept of the week is emotional dysregulation. This is the overwhelming state where a child's emotions and behaviors are more intense and harder to manage than what the situation would call for, right? So instead of like a run-of-the-mill tantrum being kind of simple outburst, it can become that full body meltdown, seems out of control. This happens because, right, the brain's stress response system is activated. So now that child is in that fight, flight, or freeze mode when the situation really isn't called for.
Correct. So welcome to episode 62, ADHD and Halloween. Oh boy, this should be a fun one, guys. So Halloween can be a fun and memorable time. Yeah, but for children with ADHD, it can bring extra challenges, especially like with regulation, transitions, and overstimulation. As a parent, it can feel very overwhelming trying to navigate this time of year when it seems like everyone is having fun.
Yeah. The kind of joke when we were planning for this episode was, I think this episode should actually be called October is the worst. Like, actually, it's not fun at all. I am here to be the Halloween Grinch for this episode, which really stings for me because I actually do think it's fun.
And I love Halloween.
I do too. But
it's different now that we're parents.
It is rough.
It's very rough. So why is it rough, Maggie?
Ugh. I mean, I think one of the reasons it can be really tough when you are raising kids with ADHD or really any neurodiversity.
Correct.
Right? Just the sensory stimulation and just the overall overload of it. For example, costumes. This was supposed to be fun.
Yeah. Unless your children are sensitive to scratchy fabrics.
Yeah.
Or masks. Or face paint.
You know, I think some kids too, right? They change their minds about a bajillion times on their costumes.
Right.
And then you're like scrambling to try to accommodate that.
Yes.
That's a pain.
It is. It is.
That's a pain.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, one thing you can do is let them try on costumes in advance, and you adjust for the comfort, right? You take the soft layers underneath. You have to build them up. Remove tags. Always remove tags. You don't have tags in any of our clothing now.
Yeah, no.
And choose maybe more simple outfits, because the more complicated it is, it's usually more stimulated.
Right. Some kids really just have very specific and sometimes unrealistic expectations about their costumes, and getting them to kind of live in that reality of like, that is just, I don't know about you, but in my home, that is not a reality. It's, a budget concern, right? I am not buying these intricate pieces that you're probably not going to wear, or you're going to lose, or
Right.
it's just going to be used as a weapon somehow. Even things like you would never think could
Yep.
be used as a weapon are used
as a weapon.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, story of my life right now. But it can be really difficult. And then I think in where we live, right, we are, just a reminder to the listeners, we are in southeastern Wisconsin. So anything goes at Halloween. We have had Halloweens where it is 75 degrees, beautiful, sunny, hot for us this time of year.
And then we've had 3 feet of snow. So.
Right.
And everything in between.
We never know. So even with a lot of advanced preparation on costumes, most of the time our kids are like wearing their winter jackets either over
or under
their costumes, and it becomes kind of just this whole thing. And some kids who have like this so specific idea of their costume, like they will refuse to wear their coat, and then it's this whole big argument before we've been able to have any of the fun. So frustrating.
And I know this hasn't happened to you yet because your daughter's a lot younger.
Yeah.
But when you get to the preteens and the teen years, unfortunately the costumes are, I'm going to just say it, they're slutty.
Yeah.
They're slutty.
They are so skimpy and inappropriate for children. It's not even funny.
And then trying to explain why they can't wear that becomes a problem.
Oh, yeah.
A big problem.
Oh, yeah. I even experienced this, like, as a kid. I have just always been a person that is, like, no thank you to anything, like, skimpy, scratchy, too short, too loud. Like, don't like it.
Right.
That's just my personal taste. I don't appreciate it. And so just, like, just regular, like, outside of just costumes, just the regular clothes are so difficult to find something that everyone can be okay with wearing. I remember going, 10 rounds with like my dad growing up, and he's like, "What are you wearing?" I mean, Dad, if you would like to accompany me to the store and find out just how difficult it actually is, please do.
There's stuff that's worse out there.
Oh yeah, very, very much. And it's all like, I think every parent experiences this to some degree.
Correct.
And then it's just turned up to a million when you have any kind of neurodiversity going on. So rough. I think a secondary theme to this episode is like, we hear you. Like we're here. We're trying to navigate this ourselves.
So another thing that happens around Halloween, right, is the environment changes.
Yes.
Trick-or-treating has crowds, loud noises, there's flashing lights, unfamiliar houses. It becomes sensory overload very quickly. So you have to plan breaks, do a quieter route, help them regulate. Maybe they sit in the car for a minute. But they're so excited that this is really tough.
This is really tough.
And our daughter, our oldest, she likes the cute Halloween stuff, but the scary Halloween stuff is not a good thing for her. So obviously everybody decorates very differently. So thinking about how much that goes over and over in our head, we have to also be careful with that.
Yeah. And also I am right there with her. I was just having a conversation yesterday with another, parent, and maybe it is just me because I am looking through it as a lens of a mom of two pretty young kids, right? I mean, my kids are 5 and 7, so, not toddlers anymore, but still little kids.
Right.
And just the amount of just really scary and kind of gory yard decorations.
Then having to explain what they mean.
Yeah.
That's always fun too.
It is always fun. Last year in particular, we had a house in our neighborhood that was like a very political display because it was an election year. And it was a very graphic depiction of one candidate being urinated on by a skeleton. That was a dog. It was...
That is so weird.
Like, disturbing.
Yeah.
And then, of course, because one of my kids does have ADHD and, like, will perseverate on things.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. It was all he really could discuss.
Yes.
And it was really hard because it was the house directly across the street from us. So there was no escaping it. It was just there all the time. And it was undesirable, to say the least.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. And we did kind of plan our route to avoid that house. Mm-hmm. But of course, then there's like those questions too, like, why are you doing that? And all the things. And, it's hard.
It is hard. So another big reason why this is a tough month is routines and traditions, right? And transitions are different this month, right?
Yes.
Halloween disrupts bedtime, regular evening routines, which can dysregulate kids with ADHD and other.
Yeah, big time. And it's not just, it also feels like, to me, kind of everything is accelerated.
Yes.
I think this could partially be because I am the stage of life I am, right? Like, I've got little kids. I'm really in the trenches, all the elementary school parties, all of the,
there's a trunk or treat
like
every weekend.
Yeah. I mean, when, at least my memory of it, right? When I was growing up, we had our trick or treat in our neighborhood. And we had a party at school. You wore your costume to school. And you got a little classroom party.
Although I saw some 80s costumes the other day, and I was like, how did we walk around in those masks?
Yeah.
There's like these really tiny little holes.
These tiny holes. And like just straight plastic masks. There was no...
How did we do that?
And you had like 3 options.
Right.
You could be...
Whoever was popular that year.
That's right. Like, I mean, you could be like a princess, a Ninja Turtle, or a Power Ranger. And that was it. Yeah, pretty much. Those were the options. There was not a... The expectations, I think, were different.
Yes. And they are mostly plastic, right?
Oh, plastic. Yeah. Mostly plastic. Mm-hmm. I mean, very uncomfortable. Not great costumes. I'm not advocating that we go back to that stage.
No, but they were also cheap.
But they were cheap. And sometimes it is like, I try to temper expectations in my own house a lot. I actually do think that's a strength of mine as a parent. Like, I am pretty upfront with my kids. These are the things we are going to do. And these are the things we just are not doing. Mm-hmm. Because to be honest, no, we're not going to, we were invited to a trick-or-treat in somebody else's neighborhood. And I said, no. We had a trunk-or-treat this past weekend. As we record this, it is mid-October. And we had already gone to one trunk-or-treat. And then we will trick-or-treat in our neighborhood. And that is it. Mm-hmm. And I tend to not play ball with we have to do all of the things. I pick and choose for my family most of the time.
Yeah. So how can we help our kids with this? Visual schedules or verbal walkthroughs of what we're going to do. Like, we're going to have dinner, then we're going to put on our costume, go trick-or-treating, come home, do the fun candy sorting that, as a parent, when I was a kid, that wasn't a big deal. I just wanted them to get it done.
Yeah.
As a parent, it's really hard because you have to throw things away that are open that you would...
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, that's such a hard thing because it's probably okay, but you're not going to do it.
I'm not even entertaining that.
And then it's time to go to bed. And they're ramped up on candy. And the energetic of running around the neighborhood and
Yes.
seeing their friends outside at night. And
Yes.
yeah,
It's
because our neighborhood does it on Halloween.
So do we always, which this year, good news, it's on a Friday.
Yes. So that's actually really good for us.
Yeah.
But that's not normal. So then they have to go to school the next day, so you have to throw them in bed and hope they go to bed.
Yeah, pretty much. This year, I mean, good news, it's on a Friday. Bad news, it will be my problem Saturday and Sunday when they're still dysregulated because they were up on Friday.
Exactly.
But I do walk my kids through kind of that routine
Mm-hmm.
of this is what we're going to do. This is when it's going to happen.
Mm-hmm. And you're going to the bathroom before we leave the house.
Oh my gosh.
So we don't have to run through the whole neighborhood to get back.
Yes.
I have one that never fails. We've done it for 4 years in a row.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, what? What?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Me too. I bet it's the same one I'm thinking of.
Yes, it is, probably.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
They
Very
forget,
similar.
right? They get distracted.
You know, and something too is like keeping as many elements of the usual routine as possible
Mm-hmm.
this time of year is really important. It is fun to have fun,
It is.
but you have to keep it within reason.
Correct.
You know, we're really strict about bedtime the days leading up to trick or treat, and very strict about it after trick or treat.
Yes.
Fine, we'll stay up the one night, but oh man, all bets are off if it's multiple nights in a row.
Correct. So, impulse controlled candy. Maggie, why don't you take that one?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So, fun fact about my 7-year-old.
My 9-year-old.
When we had him tested for ADHD, he was in the 99th percentile for impulsivity.
I'm pretty sure Wilson's with him there.
Yeah, 99th. That's real high.
Very high, yes.
So,
very high.
being able to control himself at all is really, really high, like very, very difficult. And the idea of like collecting candy it just heightens the whole thing.
Right.
If he's allowed to like grab things out of a bowl, it's like grabbing a whole handful.
Yes.
You know, my big thing for him is like running ahead on
Yes.
trick or treat. He struggles so hard
Mm-hmm.
to stay with the group, and he really is an age that you have to stay with me. You have to be part of the group that's
Going.
traveling together. It's really hard because I am trying to give him a little bit more independence, but he does not understand time and place.
Correct.
So on a regular basis, when we're just taking a walk as a family
And it's daylight.
and we're in our own neighborhood, which we always just trick or treat in our own neighborhood, but the volume of people around and the fact that it is dark out, he does not understand that means the rules are different, and that means you must stay by an adult.
Yes, we have the same problem with Wilson. And he will, also, he has no concept of, maybe I should look for a car.
No,
No, there's
not
none.
when there's so many other factors
Right, around.
around. Yeah.
Distracting him.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Then you turn around and he's got a piece of candy in his mouth, and you're like, I hope that was close.
I know. And it is hard because really, I'm pretty lucky neither one of they are excited about the idea of getting and collecting candy.
Mm-hmm.
Once we have it, they're excited for a couple of days, and then they just kind of don't care about it anymore. So they are kind of both like that. That
Mine are not.
don't
Mine are excited
have
until
to
they're
do
all
that.
gone.
Yeah, we luckily don't really have that end of it, but it's just Okay, then why are we collecting it all in the first place? You're not going to care about it in 4 days.
We have the opposite problem, and they care too much, so we have to sometimes skim and hide.
You know, one of the things that we try to do our best on is just set those very clear expectations ahead of time. You know, how many pieces of candy can we have tonight? In our house, it's just 3. Like, that's just the arbitrary number I made up the very first time we went trick-or-treating, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Yeah. Where will you store the rest of the candy? That's a good question. We actually put them in gallon Ziplocs and then put their names on it so that they know whose is whose.
Yeah.
Because we've had problems in the past where they didn't know.
Yes.
It's a problem.
I am the mean parent that it goes in one bowl, and that's the end of it. Sorry, kids. You get to pick out your 3 favorites that night, and then I'm done. It goes in one bowl. That's the end. I'm mean.
Our houses are different, but we have different reasons, right?
Exactly.
So when you have 3, it's a little different, and especially their ages they're older.
Yep. So
they feel that they're their own stuff, right? That's their stuff. And we're trying to really help them learn that they can't take their siblings' stuff. So that's why we do it that way.
And that's exactly different houses tackle this differently.
Correct.
And I think it's really important to have this is what we do in our house, and think about that ahead of time. So you're not trying to change the system on them midway through. Yep. Speaking to my own self here, right? Raising my hand that I've done that to my kids a bajillion times, right? I've changed the game on them in the middle of the game, and then that causes all this kind of frustration. But having to plan ahead of time where in your house, it's 3 bags and they all have their names, and that's the system. And in my house, it's one big bowl.
Yep.
Both work for our own houses.
Correct.
Which is why I love having this conversation on podcast, right? Because, what works for me doesn't always work for you.
Right.
Because every kid is different.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, and just kind of that balance of giving them autonomy, which is really important.
Right.
But also encouraging that sharing aspect.
Correct.
And just deciding, if it's just you, if it's you and a spouse, how are you going to tackle that, and how are we going to be on the same page with each other?
Yes.
Because, boy, can they divide and conquer.
Yes, they can.
If you let them.
This next one is pretty big for us. Safety and supervision.
Hardest.
Obviously, children with ADHD, they have decreased impulse control, right? Their safety awareness is not at peer level. Typically, that frontal lobe, executive functioning thing, problem solving, those type of higher level things, they're just not there yet.
No.
So, and Halloween, unfortunately, brings up a lot of safety concerns for a lot of families because of that, right? They dart across streets. There's cars. They don't look. They may wander off because they're not paying attention to where they're at, or where their parents went, or where their siblings are at. They get distracted easy. Sometimes, there's a dog over there. I'm going to go pet the dog. And then they're across the street before you even know.
Yeah. And it's hard because it's in the dark.
Right.
Our listeners know this. Just me personally, I am a person with very low vision, and it's way worse for me at night. I have trained my kids from tiny, even Aiden, who struggles with this, you have to stay close to me because of all of these reasons.
Right.
It's much harder for him to manage that on a night like Halloween.
Yes.
But, I have a rule for myself. I don't take them out on trick or treat by myself. Even he's not on third shift anymore, but my husband used to work second and then third shift. So I was alone on Halloween, and I would make someone come over and help me because there was just no way I was taking them out by myself. It's just not safe. So really thinking about the things like that are no-go for you, and then building your routine around that.
Correct. So like having another trusted adult or an older buddy to stay close to them. You know, glow sticks are fun because then you can see them. And they think it's part of the night. So they think
they
it's
get
fun.
Excited about it. I mean, who doesn't love a glow stick?
Right?
I
still like glow sticks.
I still like glow sticks. They're amazing.
Reflective tape is also something you can do. Other bright things that you can get for visibility so you can see them, especially like in certain colors where you know.
Yep.
Oh, that's my kid over there.
Yep. Like, oh, I know that one. Yeah, those are all really good tools.
Yes, definitely. And then comes the social skills and emotional regulation, which is also part of this, right?
Yes.
Costumes. Obviously, emotional regulation is, we have already kind of discussed that. But like unexpected scares, you know, that can send emotions all over the place.
And what one kid thinks is appropriate is not the same as what the next kid thinks is appropriate, right? Yep. So, you know, what one kid thinks is funny,
another one will think is scary.
Think is really scary.
Yeah.
You know, and a topic that comes up over and over with my older kids that I see here in the center is kind of the idea of like group costumes. Someone's always left out. You know, like a lot of, I mean, I'm a little bit overgeneralizing here, but a lot of my like preteen and early teen girls, they like to go as a group.
Yep.
And they like to have a group costume. And there is inevitably one person left out of it, either on purpose or on accident, right? Trying to give lots of people lots of grace here. But that can bring up some extremely raw feelings, and it tends to be the kid with the neurodiversity that's either getting left out completely or just kind of misreading the situation. And that's really, really hard.
Right. Because there's a lot of social skills that Halloween you need for Halloween, right? Because you know there's a lot of peers to interact with, but conversations, being able to share. You know, there's different things that come out of Halloween. So you can help by maybe trying to role play or rehearse certain things that might come up, like if somebody jumps out at you, what to do. If somebody ran out of candy. You know, that's a big emotion our kids have. What are they going to do? Hopefully not do anything not appropriate. Costume malfunctions. You know, give them tools to respond to these things ahead of time.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, have some kind of verbal phrase or signal to your kids, like when it's time to make a transition to something else, right? Or like, I feel like calm down is so overused. And also, it's not going to happen, guys. Right? It's not going to happen.
But maybe a break from the sensory overload.
You know, take a break, take a lap, take a breath, something like that. Some kind of, you know, could be verbal, maybe even a nonverbal cue. That is something you have to plan in advance. This is like, I feel like Halloween and trick or treat is like the most advanced level of emotional regulation, right? Like all, like going back to our summer series, right? All of those things are like prevention. This is like, you kind of have to already have a lot of your routines in place and like on lock for your kids before you go trick-or-treating. That is not the night to roll out a brand new thing that you're trying.
Yeah, it's not going to work.
It's not going to work.
And know when to call the night, right?
Yes.
It's okay to opt out early or modify the activity. If somebody's getting overloaded, maybe go a shorter route or maybe leave the Halloween party early. And you know what? Passing out candy at home can just be as much fun.
Yeah, my kids love to do that, especially Millie.
I do. Mm-hmm.
They love to do that, and our listeners will know I am a big fan of this one, and I use it often.
Mm-hmm.
I either preventively opt out of things because I know it's not going to be best for us, or I say, you know what, we're done. I am kind of lucky in our neighborhood. We have kind of two like concentric circles almost. Like you can kind of do, we call it the inside loop and the outside loop. So like we could do the inside loop, which is pretty small, and that's usually what we do. And then we're done, and we just kind of say that we're doing the inside loop and then we're done tonight. Aiden's already like, I want to do the outside loop for trick or treat. And I said, we can try it, but we're going to do the inside loop first. And then we're going to, have that plan B in place, right? If things are going well, we can do the outside loop. But if things are not going well, we're going home.
Yep. So, and prioritize their regulation over doing it all, right? So, because you want it to be positive. That builds their confidence for future events.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, some additional supports. We use these all the time. Noise canceling headphones for loud environments.
Mm-hmm.
All of our kids have it. We bring them everywhere. We have them in our cars. We have them in their bags. They have them everywhere.
Mm-hmm. And I think sometimes those are really good even as a preventative, right? Like, so even before you get to something loud, like sometimes having that time of where it's a little deprivation beforehand kind of helps them ease into that.
Fidget tools in your pockets for walking or when they're waiting in line for trick or treat.
Something to do with their hands that's not push their sibling.
And maybe some visual timers to help with transitions between activities.
That's a big one. Or even just in our house, it's just our regular calendar, right? This is how many days we have. And then we have kind of a whiteboard too of if we need to break it down by this is what's happening today, we can do that.
So what's happening outside dyslexia?
Okay, so I thought this would be fun since this is our topic this week.
Okay.
Okay, so today's outside of dyslexia because I kind of feel like we just trashed Halloween. Kind of feel like we were the Halloween Grinches. Sorry. And I do genuinely like Halloween and think this is fun. So what I thought would be fun outside of dyslexia today is talking about our favorite memories of Halloween. So Nicole, what is a favorite memory of Halloween for you?
I think when I was younger, we would go to my grandparents' house for Halloween.
Yeah.
Because they did it during the weekend.
Okay. Yep.
So it was light out and you could go by yourself. And I was always by myself. And it was just a lot of fun because the kids would go by themselves and we didn't have a parent around. And it just made it so much more fun. Even though we didn't do anything, it was just...
Yeah, it was just...
It felt like you were free.
Yeah, it was the freedom. I agree. My favorite Halloween memory is that this is the time of year I do I love carving pumpkins because my grandpa's birthday was around this time of year. His birthday was October 20th. And he had this huge garden and his favorite thing to grow was pumpkins. And he was always so proud when we would pick out pumpkins from his garden. And then we would usually carve them over at my grandparents' house. So that just always reminds me of just fun, very lighthearted. That's my favorite. I think that's why I really do love this time of year. Really good childhood memories there.
So what is your favorite Halloween candy?
Oh, so easy. Peanut M&M's done.
I'm plain M&M's, by the way.
Oh, no.
No peanuts in anything that's chocolate.
No.
I'm not sure why.
Yeah.
I can eat them separate, but I don't put them in chocolate.
Yeah. Peanut M&M's,
No.
favorite, the end.
Mine would be plain M&M's.
So easy.
So easy. What was your favorite costume?
Ooh, okay. So my favorite Halloween costume I was Jeannie from I Dream of Jeannie one year.
Oh, fun.
I loved that costume so much. My aunt made me harem pants. And then also like the little vest that she wore, and she bedazzled it. And then she made me this like headpiece where I always had a high pony. Always. So, stuck my high pony out my little headpiece, and it had like the I don't know, chin strap. I don't know what to say. Where the fabric kind of draped down, and I loved it. And I would do her little where she'd like cross her arms and do the little wink. I was oddly obsessed with that show. Like, I loved it. And I was Jeannie from My Dream of Jeannie one year, and I loved it. What about you?
So I was a roller skater one year.
Oh.
And I actually wore roller skates, which I don't recommend actually for trick-or-treating because there were stairs. But it was kind of fun because I could go a lot faster.
Yeah. You were like, I'm the one.
I'm going.
Yeah. See, so we ended on a high note.
There we go.
We trashed it a little, but also it is fun.
It is a lot of fun, yes.
So thank you, everybody, for listening. Please follow us on social media and reach out if you have any questions or you would like us to discuss a topic. If you do like our show, please be sure to give us a rating on your favorite podcast players. This is how we reach more listeners, and then we get to help more families. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.